guess my first memory of making music was like trying to transcribe a song and then like liking it, but knowing that it completely wasn't the song that I was actually trying to learn, and I guess it was sort of by accident that it sort of got the creative juices flowing, I guess, but just mainly by accident.
Yeah.
I guess I had this old boombox with a left-right input, and so I would do little recordings. This was after finding my first cassette tape in a graveyard. It was an ABBA tape. Just like the harmonies and the melodies, even the production back then. I was like 11, inspired my first band, the Ambassadors. So I was doing like little left-right recordings on this boombox. That'd be my first taste of making music, you know. I didn't have any instruments really. I just used this old out-of-tune Hawaiian harp and some harmonicas that my dad had laying around, but yeah. DIY.
Mine was probably this band, actually. Like, no joke. Robin and I used to play music that was it was just music that we'd play together, but it was never really like a band. So I guess that was probably the first thing. So it was right before Fleet Foxes, I guess. But I'm kind of young, so I don't really have any cool stories like that, unfortunately.
Those sort of things happen, you know, those mini epiphanies sort of happen all the time. One thing that just came up recently was, you know, in Seattle, you know, about like, you know, 10 years ago, there was this club, Velvet Elvis, and it was an all-ages club, and, you know, the amount of bands and the quality of people that would play there was just amazing, and there was such little separation between the audience and the performer. And I remember one time, like, you know, it was like right before Either Or came out, and Elliott Smith, you know, was playing all the jams that were going to be on that record, and you know, I asked him, oh, how do you play that one song, like, you know, not knowing, you know, you know what I mean? I was just amazed by him, and he was like, oh, you know, it kind of goes like this, but then I, you know, do this, and you know, so I mean, that was, I mean, it felt very common, you know, in hindsight, but those things are very formative, especially when you're young. But more recently, I think one epiphany I had is there's this Charlie Parker with Strings record, and there's the way that he comes in, you know, to that song. I think was pretty revelatory the first time I heard it, but that was, you know, what, 5-7 years ago. But they happen all the time. I mean, you know.
And it's hard to describe. You know, it's such a personal thing. You know, if you've been playing music for a long time, to have something that makes music new for you again, the reasons are hard to explain. It's not hard to just keep your eyes open for those sort of I don't know, life's beautiful moments and, you know, inspiring things. But I don't know if I can nail it down to one.
Yeah, I think, you know, we're lucky because we get to play with a lot of bands and stuff, so just being on the road a lot, and to be able to like go to a show and see somebody who's able to perform what they're doing with such focus and intensity, to me, that's like every time I see something that it will catch my eye or whatever, it's like, whoa, you know, like someone who can sing really well or somebody who does what they're doing really good, like not necessarily flashy or like overexerting their skills, but just like just nailing it and doing it. It's always amazing to me to see someone, especially when it's like music you like, when it's like seeing how those people can make it happen.
I guess maybe why music, you know, can be important, because it also can be not important. And I think, you know, for some, you know, there's other areas of, you know, human thought, like logic or mathematics and stuff like that, and it's all very formal and you know, behaves to theorems, and music, although there's no music theory, there's no theorems, and so for me, it seems to be a good, you know, primary means of, you know, abstract human thought and abstract human expression, or abstract animal expression, you know, too. So just, you know, basically it seems like a something that sentient beings use it for, I guess, you know.
I don't know, I guess it's so mysterious. What is it really at the end of the day? But I guess it's a way to express yourself. It's a way to connect with other people who, you know, are also interested in music? Tough question. I give up. I gave up.
Yeah, I think I'd probably, again, on the same lines as Christian. Like it's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like the aliens send that song, that weird synthesized song, but it's like everybody, the whole thing is like everyone's relating to it. Everybody understands like it's music, and it's kind of like, I personally, I love playing music, and I love playing with other people, and it's just like a way to experience
Hedonistic pleasure.
yeah, no, it's just a way to experience like an experience with other people. Like, you know, it just like it's kind of beyond your brain sometimes. You don't necessarily have to like, you don't have to necessarily think about it, and you don't necessarily have to talk about it. But sometimes it just works out, and it's that to me is what's really like, you know, gets me about it. So.